Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? It's a lovely Thursday, and outside here, Las Vegas, it's been snowing, sleeting, raining, slushing. All these fun things that we rarely ever get to enjoy here in the great state of Nevada, but more particularly the little city of Las Vegas. So, my name is Michelle. If you haven't been here before, I am a mom of 12 amazing kids. And I have number 13 on the way. Hello, Erin. How are you? So I have baby 13 on the way, and we have some fun going on. I'm so excited because tonight I thought I better get on because my daughter and Sunshine and my son Borden, who live in Utah up north, are on their way down to come and see us. Hello, Fran Apple. It's good to have you here. But they're on their way down, and they're going to stay a full week because they want to be here for when the baby's born. So they get to be here at the right time. Aw, thank you, Erin. You're so sweet. I did have doctor's appointments today, so I did have to get fixed up a little more. Plus, my husband's home. When he's not home, I don't care as much about how I look, but I still fix up. Just not as much as I do when he's home. Just in case I get lucky, you know. What is wrong with this hair? It's like maybe it's supposed to be in the front. Okay, now I'm all self-conscious. Stop. Okay, so here's the thing. Today was hilarious, right? Got some routines done, felt no activity, nothing's happening, a little bit with the weather. The kids got to stay home from school that are public school, which is only one. But all the kids did a very light day with school today because they ran across the street, wanted to build snowmen in the backyard, in the front yard, and I think my husband's posted something about that. And they built snowmen and brick wall at the park across the street. So the kids have been having a ball. And we just got an announcement on the phone that they get to have a snow day again tomorrow. Mainly because it's supposed to ice over tonight, which is very unusual for Las Vegas. And that means that we don't have snow plows here in Las Vegas. We don't have, things to scrape your windshield. We don't have all these things that are needed to conquer the snow and the sleet and the things that the weather, abnormalities that do not happen here. So they had to cancel school. Otherwise, the school district could be sued in many, many ways if there was just one accident. So they have decided to close the school down for tomorrow. So we're gonna have an extra long, fun weekend. And hopefully that means Baby Love will show up, right? Yeah, she's not here yet, but I never said she was gonna be. I was just hopeful. A lot of people are betting on tomorrow, and they might be right because tonight, well, first let's start with my appointments, right? So today I had to go see the doctor, and oh, is he fit to be tied. He's just wishing I'd have had the baby. Oh, thank you, Molly. I'm just so excited that you're here. I'm just giving a quick rundown of my day. So then on top of this stuff, so I went to the doctor, and he wanted me to have the baby in the 38th week. Remember I said he had me sign the papers? He didn't have me sign any papers today. But I did, to make him happy, agree to have the baby to let them induce me on Tuesday, which I'm really not going to do because hopefully I'll have the baby this weekend, and that would be all right. Good. And what else would be bad about that, right? Because he said I could come in on Monday. That's when our appointment is on Monday. And that I could tell him I changed my mind about being induced on Tuesday. But my hope is I'll have a baby this weekend. I'm just really rooting for that and just hoping that it happens. And I was supposed to have an appointment with my midwife afterwards, which meant I had to go even further into town. And she texted me and asked if I would be able to come in early. And I was like, I'm going to try. I just got to get out of here for monitoring stuff because they did the ultrasound. The baby looked fabulous in the ultrasound. Everything was perfect. But, she's aging out of the womb soon because, the placenta starts to die at about 48 weeks. And you just have calcification in a lot of areas. And you have the liquid, the amniotic fluid is starting to dry up. There's not so many places for it to go. And all those things in those conditions kind of push the baby out of the womb. Well, that's great. Monitoring, fabulous. Heart rate perfect, just like when we're at home. Only we do it for 20 minutes continuously there and only about 2 minutes here, right? So, like I said, I had an appointment with my, yeah, she's very comfortable in here, Zach, extremely comfortable. And we could see her in the ultrasound. She was just enjoying herself. She's still sucking on her fingers. I think that's why she's not willing to come all the way down, because she's afraid she's not going to lose that hand, you know, kind of like that monkey in the cage. And they, you know, if the monkey reaches in and then they can't get their hand back because they won't let go of the thing they grabbed. And I think that's kind of what she's doing. So I talked to my midwife and I just told her, I said, you know, do you still want us to drive over to see it? Because it's going to be another 35 minutes. We're going to be a little bit late. She was hoping to get home early because of traffic here. And I said, if you want, you could just stop by my house. And she's like, actually, let's do that, because she only lives 15 minutes away. And that way she could go home and put her daughter to bed and, you know, spend dinner time with her family and whatever else they wanted to do today. And then she'd be able to finish that day out. And when she was done with her kids, then she could come over here and check me, and we could start this routine that we're going to be doing until this baby comes. So she's going to bring me some pretty potent herbs that we're going to that they're going to get to see if they can make things move. Now, let me read what's going on here. Question wise. Oh my goodness, so much love. Yeah, getting lucky might speed. I wish. We've tried it every day. It's not working. Most of the things they say will work to help speed up your delivery just do not work. Once in a while, castor oil works just because the baby's ready and it clears an evacuation and stresses the situation out enough the baby can go. But, you know, drinking pineapple juice could just make you have some contractions or whatever. Doesn't really induce labor. There's just, you know, dancing can induce labor if it's just at the right time. But I've tried everything. Nothing's working. It never has. You just try it because it's fun and it helps you feel like you're trying to do something right. And then, yeah, let's see. So how often does my daughter come to visit? And will she be staying until you have the baby? My daughter comes as often as she can. They're coming tonight and they're going to stay for a weekend, yes, in hopes that they will see the baby. So that is going to be fantabulous because they just have such a good time with new babies and they're very helpful. So it'll be good that she's here. She doesn't want to miss it, and that's fun for me. No big deal. But yeah, so my midwife will be here in a couple of hours, like 2 hours or so, and she'll check me just to make sure that nothing's changed. And we'll see if we can't get this rocking and rolling. And then that way, in the event the baby needs to go to the hospital within the next 24 hours, that we can actually take her to the hospital, because remember, she has a heart problem. And if she does need that attention, I'd rather it was on a weekday, because you never know who's going to be there on the weekends. So hopefully that's the case. How much snow did we get here in Vegas? Over on our side, we got 2 or 3 inches where we're at. The people just, none of us got none, but the people south of us got up to 8 inches. Isn't that crazy? The mountains on the side of me, I wish I would have videoed it during the day because it's really cool. We have this mountain called Sheep Mountain on the side, and it usually gets snow just at the top, but it is covered all the way down to where it connects with our ground level, and it has tons of snow, and you can see because you don't see the dirt rising up between it. It's like packed on there. It's totally white. And then yeah, 15 days over with your first and 12 with your third. Robin, you know what? I am over almost every time. I mean, even with my twins full term, they were 39 weeks and 3 days. But all my babies are at least 40 weeks along. The problem is, because this baby possibly has Down syndrome, and because she has the heart issues, it's a little nerve-wracking. Like, does she know how to get out? Like, is her body sending the right signals? Or is she just comfortable that she's ignoring the signals? No matter what, she's 40 weeks on Monday. Although I would rather let her wait another week or so, if that's how long she wants to be in there, because I don't anticipate any extra problems having her come now. Then in a week from now, she'll just get fatter and a little better off. But because the doctors are getting very nervous, I don't need to have them having me sign the things that says, you know, medical neglect. We have to send the police to your house to check things out. And I just don't want a lot of that. And so they are pressuring me But at the same time, I don't want to have the baby's heart rate just stop all of a sudden. I don't want to have something happen. So I'm willing to get involved just a little bit. I mean, not enough to get a balloon in because I'm already to that point. I don't need the balloon in, but I just need to get the baby moving and make sure that everything's okay. She's close enough. Oh, hi, Heather. I'm glad you caught me too. Yes, very nerve-wracking. Am I going to keep popping babies out? You know what? I have no idea. We're taking them one at a time. We'll see how this one comes out and how everything goes and if I can still breathe after it's done. You never know. Oh, Robin, that's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. That's why I filled you in real quick because I didn't recognize your name for sure. And sometimes I get a lot of, I have a lot more followers on here than talk to me. Probably about half of, not even half, probably about a very small percentage of the subscribers I have actually interact with me on my lives. So, or comment. So I don't really know who's brand new and who's not unless I'm constantly checking my update on YouTube that tells me who my new subscribers are. So I apologize, I didn't know that, but now you know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, Robin. Aaron, I think you're making the right decision to be proactive and move things along at this point. I agree, especially with her having the 2 false alarms and where everything was right except for dilation. And that part makes me question. And, I had enough days, sorry to the gentleman if you're not aware of this, for people who haven't had a baby, but, with having blood tinge, having it day after day, even though it's just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, it's enough to make me think, oh, are things going to move along? And then you just have a little more, and then it just stops. And then it does that again the next day, and then the next day. And that kind of bothers me just because it doesn't make any sense. It's not like I'm bleeding. It's just like tinging. So you're just like, well, are the membranes stripping? I don't know if I've dilated more. Heather, you were here just a minute ago. I said the midwife is coming over in just a little bit, and she's going to check me out and find out where I'm at, and then we're going to start doing a really good herbal concoction that should help move things along, and we'll just do a bigger dose of it. Hi, James. That's awesome. Yeah, so I don't really know for sure how it's going to end up, but that's where I'm at. So if you have questions or comments, go ahead and throw them in. I've said what I thought I could get out there. And other than that, we can talk about the silly things I've been doing to keep things moving along. Did you see me dancing yesterday, Robin? Any of you missed it? You have to watch it until about 20 minutes in, and then you see me shaking my booty. My husband and I did a little dance, and then I realized that we never even showed his face. Some of you don't even know what he looks like, and I feel really bad about that. My husband's so handsome, and I didn't want to hurt. I didn't realize that might hurt his feelings, but I'm not embarrassed to him. So, thank you, Heather. Yeah, last night I had just showered and let it air dry, and today I went ahead and curled it. And with all the weather, it took some of it out. It was a little better earlier, but hey, it's not too shabby. My husband still likes it. It's all good. Loved my dancing thing. That's right, you watched the replay, right, Heather? That was awesome. My pregnant belly has gotten bigger, but not since yesterday. I did show it yesterday and wiggled it around, and did that again today. And my husband and I found this 80s country playlist, mostly love songs, but we don't really listen to much country now. Once in a while a song will pop in, but we usually listen to, just regular music. Well, we found this my son had found this 80s playlist and sent it to us, and it just was one cute song after another. So on the way home, we were singing to each other, and it was just really cute. And then I was like, oh, this song makes me want to dance. He's like, well, then dance, honey. And I started wiggling my hips, and I'm like, and maybe you'll get the baby moving too. So it was so fun. Yeah, I think he's pretty handsome. Yeah, he is on my Instagram account and all my other accounts. Do I live close to the Strip in Vegas? When I think of Vegas, I think of only the Strip. Actually, that's what's really funny about Vegas. There are people that do live in the center of town, but all around the outskirt of Las Vegas, that center part is where all the partying go on. But all around is where the communities are and the people are, and that's where we live. There's from Sunrise Mountain to Mount Charleston to Sheep Mountain to California mountains, the ones that are headed towards California. There are people and families and communities and churches and schools upon schools upon schools. I mean, your schools are so crowded. You have about 35 students to a classroom here in Vegas. Isn't that insane? Yeah, that's how big our, I don't know if other people's areas are like that, but our schools are so crowded. That's why I think it's worth it, homeschooling. Oh, that's fun. Let's see. I think it's awesome that you two have been married for so long. I know, right? We're almost 30 years married. Isn't that crazy? But I was a baby when we got married. So was he. I had just turned 18 when we started dating. In fact, that's why we started dating. It was my 18th birthday, so he was going to give me a kiss for my birthday. We used to sit together. I was working for his dad. His dad was a dentist, and I was a dental assistant, and I just saw him come in to go talk to his dad a lot of times, and I was crushing on him pretty good, and it wasn't long before he was crushing on me. We would go watch his brother play football. Well, I would go with his dad, and he would be there, and we would chit-chat, and it didn't take long. Maybe just seeing each other a few times. We started dating on my birthday, and we were married a month later, and here we are almost 30 in November. It's a while from now, but this year we'll celebrate 30 years and 13 kids. So yeah, we've come a long way. And that has been good, bad, and ugly. There's never been an easy road. It has been ups and downs all around, high days, low days, almost no days, where you're almost ready to throw in the towel and call it quits. But the bottom line was just that we loved each other, and we loved our kids, and we loved our God, and we just stayed committed to each other, and it really worked out for us. I can't say it should be like that for everyone, but he's always been a really good provider, and I've always loved staying home and taking care of the family, and he loves that about me. So we just worked really well together that way. Your kids go to private schools, and there's like 13 in class. Yeah, see, that's way better. If they had that here, it'd be awesome. I think actually the private schools do, but they're very expensive here, like $1,000 a month per student, and I couldn't do that with 7 kids going to school. Yeah, I will before I leave, Zach. So if you don't mind, I don't usually do that right in the word. Higgins. I haven't seen you yet, but thanks for the double hearts. Love the love. Yeah, right, Heather. Yeah, sometime I'll have to tell you the story, because it was $450 for both. That's a steal. Yeah, I'd be all over that. Not that case here in Nevada or in Las Vegas. I don't even know about the rest of the state. I just know about here in Las Vegas, the way that it is. So, oh well, that's just the way it goes. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Right, Aaron? It's not supposed to be easy. And it's not just that, it's that I think that's what separated me from all the people around me that were getting a divorce, was just commitment. And we did have that commitment to God, to our children, and to each other. And that is the bottom line of how we've been able to make it all this time. Because even when we get in a fight and we want to leave or whatever, it doesn't even take 24 hours. We're like, just kidding, I can't live without you. I thought I could, but I lied. I must have been hangry. I must have just been tired, because my senses are straight now. Yes, they're getting a great education, a great home education. We only have about 30 days of actual school left. Maybe a little bit more for math, just because math takes longer. And but for all the language and the reading programs that they have, we only have about 30 more days left. So that means we're going to be finished with school in March. We'll probably take till April to finish the math and science, but that is what's really cool. Yes, commitment's what holds you together too, Heather. That's awesome. It's helpful. Helps you get through the hard times. I thought about that it would be fun to talk about a little bit more about how we came to be, and just a quick rendition of our family, because there's a lot of things that I left out that are quite spectacular about our situation. And then I thought I'd also tell you about some of the really hard times we've had and how we overcame them, and kind of about just some of the hard situations we've been through and how it pulled us together. Like there's just a lot of different things that go on in a marriage after 30 years, right? Amen, right? Would you? That would be awesome. Yeah, because I think it could actually help people. You know, even my husband went through a period of time when he was younger, about 20 years ago, where he tried going to strip clubs, he was looking at pornography, and that kind of thing, and it was very difficult in our relationship, obviously, and almost threw in the towel a few times then, and there was just a couple things I did that straightened things out, and yeah, he had a bout with it a couple times later, but every time I come up with something, and now he just has no interest at all whatsoever, so it's kind of amazing what's happened, but it was just the things that God has just put into my mind to do to save our marriage. So those would be really powerful things. So I'm sure I'll have lots of time if I'm in the hospital waiting room or as I'm taking care of the baby, right? So I should be able to share a lot of stuff with you. Oh. And you found this through Dr. Phil, and the story reminded me of my own, and I am the 12th child. You're the 12th child? That's so awesome. How cool is that? That is awesome. Well, I'm so glad you weren't turned off by it. I had a 50-50 response. You were either really for the family or really not for the family. Do you know they're asking me to do a follow-up show, and they want to see all the progress we've made, and they want me to tell them the things that were accurate and inaccurate about the show so that they could air that, and I'm just like, I don't know if I really want to do that. Y'all threw me under the bus and talked about things that happened 20 years ago or 10 years ago and not even the present situation. I really just needed help. They gave me the help, and I really appreciated that. So I just needed more hands. I was just one person trying to do all the decluttering for the two areas that were driving me nuts in the house in a short amount of time. So they were really, really helpful for me that way. And I cannot deny that they did help me with that. You were married in 2006. We are going through a rough time, but praying really, yeah, it's really hard. Especially if you're selling a house, that's a really hard time. Oh, amen. Hello, hope all is well. Thank you. All for the family. I know about how they change things up and people get the wrong impression, but you're an amazing brother. Thank you. I think so now too. It took me a minute, threw me off my guard, right? I just wasn't ready for that. I wasn't expecting it, but you know, it did help me look deep inside myself. I used to look to people for more acceptance and approval, and just how I just needed that, probably because I didn't get it a lot as a kid, but they totally just beat me down to a place that it was lower than I've ever been. And then I just found a way in myself, you know, after I prayed and prayed and prayed and asked God and then talking to people and stuff, I finally got to a place where now I don't need anybody's approval. I know I'm good. I know I'm worthy. I know I'm doing a great job. My kids are doing phenomenal. They're awesome. They feel bad about how things went down, that their words were chopped up and parts were taken incorrectly. And so it really kind of brought us together even more as a family. And we all were very protective of each other. So it was great in the long run. It just took a while. Yeah, I agree, Heather. It's been definitely just, I'm getting ready to have a baby. I'll talk to y'all after it and see what we're at. Yeah, right. Aaron, I'm sorry you didn't know. Don't waste your time. You don't even need to bother. Are there any older kids of mine married? Absolutely. Aaron, my kids range from 28 to 6-year-old twin boys. And I have 6 adult children and 6 under 18 children. And I'm about to have 7 that will be under 18. So yeah, and I have 2 of my kids, my adult children, that are married. My oldest 2 are both married, and they both have 2 children. So that's a fun thing. One of them is my son-in-law is a, I can't even tell you because I forgot. Why don't I know? A respiratory therapist, that's what he is. And my son works for the local police department. So they are good dads and my daughter gets to stay home and my daughter-in-law gets to stay home, which is really cool. Snowing over here again. That's right, Blackheart. Yeah, exactly. I planned on doing that. I thought I'd already have it done, Aaron, and I just, slow. How can they push for medical neglect when you're not even 40 weeks yet? Most women get, because if I refuse to go to the hospital under the baby's situation, they can push for medical neglect. You'd be surprised what they'd be willing to do. I've already had to sign papers saying the doctor recommended I would go to the hospital and I didn't go. So it's not a big deal, really, but it is a possibility. So there you are. How is the son that went to Utah? Well, let me just tell you. Now, you might have missed the video where I said he came home and he did have one slippage day, but he is doing phenomenal. He is not giving me any trouble. He homeschools. My husband had a great idea to start doing remote control to revive. The one that was in trouble has been wanting to revive this old remote control my husband had spent some money into. And so they started working on that together, and then got another one for my other son. So the two oldest boys that are here, that are still in my care, not my on his own. Well, you know, because I have the one that's 22 that's still living here, and he's just working and paying off his car. And then I have my 18-year-old who's a senior in high school, and then the one that went to Utah who's 15, almost 16 years old. Well, the 15 and 16-year-old was the one who caused me a little bit of trouble. And we sent him up to Utah for a few weeks to get his head straight and be off of the stuff that was going on. And he came back, and it did just what I was hoping. It straightened out his head, it straightened out his heart, and he had the one day where he fell off just for a very short minute, and he just regretted it, and he has been just trying. And so they've been doing a lot of things to bond together, and it's just been really good for them. Am I available on Instagram? Yes, I am. I am on Got Kids, Keep It Real on Instagram. And I am on Facebook at Got Kids, Keep It Real probably. And then I'm also on Mom Support for women who want support as mommies. They're not highly active. I don't know if a lot of people use Facebook anymore, but if there was more interaction on there, I'd be on there a whole lot more. But it's hard to be the only one cheering everybody on when no one even has any problems or anything that they want help with. So I find that YouTube is a lot more responsive. That's why I come out here. Yes, I have 4 grandbabies, Aaron, Dawn. I have 3 grandsons and 1 granddaughter. I just had my granddaughter 2 months ago. So my daughter is the one who had my granddaughter. And so that means our babies will be really close in age, almost not even 3 months apart. So we're super excited. We bought them a lot of matching clothes, and we're just excited. Even if my daughter's special, my daughter is so excited. She doesn't care either way. So it'll be a good sporty thing to do. Yeah, it's fun. Any other questions or, oh, here we go. How large does my stomach get around this time? Well, not as large as some people's. At least that's what people keep telling me. Yes, I'm so glad he's doing well. It makes me so happy. I mean, I kind of hold my breath, but he hasn't balked at the homeschool program. He has kind of said, this is hard, because I think he's actually learning stuff now, which he was not learning in public school. They were shortchanging him. And even though it said he was making good grades in all these different subjects, when it comes down to it, the material we got from the Good and the Beautiful, it's not even close. And he's actually learning things that he will use for the rest of his life. So I'm really appreciative of that program. It's phenomenal. But yeah, here we go. I'm going to probably check out. I'm getting ready to. I do this anyways, not because you're prodding me, but I like everybody to see, just in case this is the last day that I'm on here before the baby's born. But here's my baby bump, nice and healthy and perfect and as good as she can be. You can't see it too good from the front, but it's there. And that's my belly bump. I don't lift up my shirt except on Mondays, because that's what Monday's for. So you may never see my belly bump again, because I'm gonna have a baby by Monday. But then I'll just start check in with my baby on Monday. We might just change it to that. That'll be a fun topic. I saw somebody. Yeah, the baby is kicking and moving all the time. She was kicking and moving all day today, even while we were at the doctor's office, and she had hiccups while they were doing the ultrasound, and she was kicking and moving around. And no, she only moves when I'm laying down or if I'm squishing her. And right now there's too much room. She's also sleeping. She's had a very long day today. She did a lot of good work. I know, I'm so excited for her. I'll probably have an easy delivery just because I've had so many babies. You know, I think I just sneeze and she'll come out. Except for, we gotta have some dilation for that to happen. So that's what we're gonna try to do tonight, if you don't mind. Yeah, so my midwife should be here in a little bit. I'll get a couple things ready, make sure the kids have all their stuff picked up, and finish my evening routine. Not the before bed routine, but the evening routine, because I do fly lady all the time. Not really. I don't videotape that. I don't know why. Excuse me. But I do my morning routines, and I do a school routine. I do a dinner routine, and an evening routine, and after dinner routine, and then a before bed routine. So, you know, however it goes. Dilated. Yeah, I wish. I'm still only about 3 centimeters, so we'll know if it's changed at all, and if not, we're gonna see what we can do. I know, right? And I'll probably update a little bit on Instagram, but if I can, I'll update right here on YouTube, because there's nothing more fun than seeing a woman in labor on YouTube, right? You never know. It could possibly happen. I'm not sure. We'll see. Just depends on how I'm feeling, if I can grab the phone in time, because it's probably going to happen really fast. So, and even if this preliminary stuff is taken for friggin' ever, but the actual birth won't take as long. So that's all I got. Well, it was so good to chat with y'all. I'm so glad you were all here to visit. Thanks for checking in with me. Me too. Thanks, Heather. I'm so excited to see my precious little girl. But thanks for being here, and thanks for giving me a place to talk about these things that are going on in my life, so I don't have to be alone, right? Because there's nothing worse than being alone. Yes, I did. I saw that. I'll have to text you. So have a great night. And oh wait, you were selling your house, Heather. Did you get an offer, or you won't know till tomorrow? Did you say you're gonna know tomorrow? Because that'd be really cool. I hope so. Saturday. Okay, I can't wait to hear. Fingers crossed, prayer for you. Anybody else, same to you. Take care. Good night. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.